I know like the beginning is a little rocky, but give me a chance, please, to get comfortable in the spirit. It's still, you know, it's still downloading. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're joining me for the first time, hi, my name is Martha, and this will always be Martha's Empire Love. The first meeting, I'm gonna be talking about the word stewardship. So I don't necessarily know where to start from, but we can start at the best place to start would be actually understanding what the word stewardship means. Google says stewardship is a job of supervising or taking care of something such as organization or property, right? So in this case, I'll just say it's a job of supervising or taking care of something such as your purpose, or taking care of, you know, you being on a journey to the promised land, you being on the journey to the palace, or whatever that may be. So in this word, I just want to encourage. It's a word of encouragement. It's not one of those you know, prophetic words, because I don't think we're there just yet. But it's just more of like a word of encouragement for someone who feels like they are stuck in maybe the area of I want to say influence, in the area of, you know, career, family, or finances, or whatever that may be. Stewardship is more like being able to take care of the now. I feel like we are so caught up with the next thing. I'll be a nice person when I have my second child. I'll be more responsible when I get married. I'm gonna start praying when this happens. It's like, no, let's focus on the now. You know, also with like stewardship as a child of God, I feel like it just goes beyond taking care of people around you. But what about time? Are you a good steward of the time that you have right now? Because the truth is, most of us spend the whole entire day doing absolutely nothing. So it's just more of like the time that God has given us. Are we a good steward of it? Are we making the most out of it? Okay, we are all on a journey to becoming great authors, or on a journey to becoming influencers, becoming lawyers, becoming a model, or whatever that dream is for you in particular. But as you are heading to that journey, what are you doing now? I mean, it's so easy for us to focus, you know, on the future and being able to take care of, you know, the palace. But what about the few that we have right now? Are we taking care of that? So like a good stewardship, like for example, for me personally, like a hit, because all the time I just think of, God, just get me through school so we can start this whole purpose journey. God, just get me through this because I'm gonna like, yo, first of all, you are at that uni for a reason. Because I feel like it's so crazy, because most of the time we never really get to acknowledge that the universities that we're attending, that it is part of God's plan. Because when you read the Bible says God uses all things, the good, the bad, the ugly, the average, the greats, and the not so greats. So most of us, I in particular, I'm just gonna use my example, where like I'm in uni, right, and I'm thinking, well, why am I here? I'm supposed to be there, but God is like, yeah, we are gonna get there, but for now you have to be a good steward over your university, over your lectures, over your exams, and so on and so forth. Because most of us are like, I can't wait to ditch this school and start going my own way, and God is like, yeah, but are you a good steward of that? So for my uni people, it's like, go to university with strength, you know, knowing that you are there for a purpose. Because if you're not meant to be there, trust me, you're not gonna be. You wouldn't have been there in the first place. But the fact that you're there, take that mindset of, I'm here for a reason. I'm gonna serve my season. For me, and then aside from that, like, it's just more of just really being grateful in the areas that God has blessed me. Like, you never know, like, the places where you're serving. I think it's easy for us to be good stewards of a multi-billion-dollar company, for us to be good steward of a beautiful family. But then at the end of the day, with the one employee that you have, with your cleaning job, with your maid job, can you be a good steward? You can't be cleaning people's houses and you're like, clean people's houses and speak cheating on the or thingy on inside your food or whatever, like just doing things not what can I say, like your job is a maid. Be good at it. You understand? Like the promised land. We all know the promised land is gonna be a land flowing with milk and honey and this. But the promised land is not necessarily based on unfamiliar things. The promised land is like the advanced version of what you're going through now. It's the iPhone 20. You understand? So it's just one of those things where, like, for some of us, that's why even when we are in the promised land, even when we get to the promised land, we're gonna find it difficult because we think it's just gonna be Musonda or whatever it is. But it's just more of your friends that you have now. If you can't take care of, your friends, if you can't have good relationships, if you can't respect each other, don't get me wrong, like with friendship, there's a lot of head bumping, you understand? But can you look past your mistakes? If you can't really figure out how to interact with your friends, my sister, how are you going to be able to interact with your business partners? How are you going to be able to interact with your investors in the near future? Oh, and now, like, just going quick to the story of Ruth. When Ruth was gleaning in the field of Boaz, right? You can see that she was doing it with all of her heart, wholeheartedly. It was just not you understand, like the her season at that point was to glean, which is pretty much to eat, to pick up the leftovers of other people, to pick up the crumbs of other people, but do it with your whole heart. There's nothing wrong, of course, we're all complaining in our head, but your actions, don't let your complaining inside your head affect your actions. Because if I sit here and tell you that I never complain, then I've lied. I do complain, understand? But so when it comes to, like, for example, with school, exam period, it's like, oh my god, why am I here? But you still wake up midnight to study. So it's just more of, don't let your complaining affect your actions. Complain and still move forward. Complain and still pick up the pieces. So with Ruth, she was, gleaning in that moment, probably knowing that, damn, I should have just gone back to my family. Like, I wanted to stick with my mother, and play the whole, she's a nice woman, but this, the gleaning thing, for how long? But she kept on doing it, in the sand, and then before you know it, you get noticed by other people. Boaz was there like, damn, okay, who's that little mama in the dress again? You're not doing anybody else a favor. It's for you, my sister. So even like uni, as much as we complain, it's like, it's not for your parents, it's for you. Also, towards you, it's easy to be good to your friends, but mean to other people. That's just a word for me. And that is my word. It gets into that vibe of like, I can be good to my mom, but everybody else, I'ma cut you off. I can be good to my friends, but everybody else can catch these hands. And God is like, child, if you can't lead one person, how can I trust you with the multitude? And that's how we are going to be eating manna for 40 years when it was only meant for a few days. We need to shatter that perspective of, I'm supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be there. No, my sister, you are rightfully supposed to be. You understand? Be it broke, be it single, be it whatever, divorced, be it with a child, an oops baby. You just there where you're supposed to be. You know, we always talk about time waits for nobody, but also God made it very clear that at the right time, I, myself, the Lord, will make it happen. And let me just tell you this, there's nothing you can do to speed up the process. That's just how the way it is. The least you can do for yourself, save yourself the headache, and just not. So like the past week, right, I was working in a factory where I was packing. My job was to pack. So the thing is, like, if I told like this job was 1 + 1 = 7, I've lied. My job was just to look and pack. You understand? For like 8 hours a day. Good money though, good money. So like going there, I was just like, okay, I'm just here for a week. What's the worst that can happen? If I'm not here, I'll probably be home watching Netflix and that's it. So I'm just there like really with just like a pure heart. Like I'm here to work. Whatever you want me to do, I'm gonna do. Teach me the job. So I'm just there like all the time, like packing, just really going about my business. And like when you're just so focused that you don't necessarily even see your surrounding. So even as much as people would see that she's packing, in my head, I'm thinking about something else. I'm thinking, oh, once I'm done with my shifts, I can go home and create this video. I can, relax. I can bring a friend. I can do, you understand? Like, before you know it, time is done. But someone is watching and they're able to say that, damn, this person is committed. And before you know it, you're gonna be rubbing shoulders with CEOs. You're gonna be rubbing shoulders with directors. You're gonna be rubbing shoulders with the queens and the kings of many lands. What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that never underestimate the person sitting next to you. Listen, because you never know. And also, it's one of those things like never judge a book by its cover, because let me just tell you this: queens, it's easy to recognize a queen when she has a crown on and she's surrounded with her royal garments, whatever. But once they're just like stripped down, you never know. So it's just more of just like be nice. You never know who you're sitting next to, and you never know who sees your dedication to whatever it is you're doing. But also, it's just not enough to be able to respect, to be able to do the best job that we can when it involves high and mighty people. We also have to be good stewards of people that are below us. Not necessarily like below as in, oh my god, I'm so better, but below in terms of society. I mean, we already know that in society there's so much, we have these hierarchies: the high class, the middle class, the average, the poor, or whatever that looks like, whatever country you're in. But if you happen to be from a middle class, you still need to be able to show that level of respect, stewardship towards someone who maybe doesn't earn the same money as you. Be good stewards, like be happy with whatever season you're in, the friends that you have, be a good caretaker of those people, be a good caretaker of your nieces, of your nephews. Some of y'all cannot even like babysit your niece for a day, and now you're out here talking about baby fever. It's like, my sister, sit your behind in that corner right there. Please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and if you have other suggestions, we can dive through it. So you can dive through it with the perspective of the Bible. So whatever I'm talking about here, it's not necessarily a Google perspective, but it's a Bible perspective of how I understand certain things. So I'm just gonna leave you with that. Let that marinate, let that sink in, and yeah. So give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Okay.